Hey guys, it's me, Mario, and as you can see, I've finally put up some lights. Right here. And today, we are going to continue the Great Dragon Book. You guys didn't want me to end it halfway through the third book. I was going to finish this book and then stop it, but you guys wanted me to not cancel it, so I didn't. I'm not going to. Gladly. Get in the mood. Get in the mood of reading. The Coming of the Beast, Chapter 6. For a second, Tom hesitated. They might just be able to get out of the way of the landslide, but it would mean leaving Silver, who was by now far ahead of them on the path. Before Tom could make a decision, Elena leaped to the ground. "There's Silver!" she shouted, pointing as a gray figure darted into the mouth of a small cave. Hidden in the mountainside, Silver, Silver, she yelled above the gathering roar of the landslide. "I have to get him," she cried, running towards the wolf. Tom looked up and saw enormous rocks and piles of the pebbles hurling down the mountainside towards them. Silver barked wildly, running back and forth into the cave. The landslide was almost on top of them. Elena reached Silver as the first pieces of rock rained down. Storm reared up. His hoofs kicked the air. "We've got to get out of the way," Tom cried, or we're going to be buried alive." My shirt is kind of choking me. Tom brought Storm under control and turned him around. He didn't want to abandon Elena and the wolf. But if he escaped the landslide, he could return for them when it was over. Leaning forward in the saddle, he urged the horse into a gallop back down the mountainside. Rocks flew through the air around them. "Faster, Storm," Tom urged. "Come on." He broke off with a cry of pain as a chunk of rock crashed into his shoulder and knocked him off the horse. He felt himself tumbling and tried to throw his hands out in front of him to break his fall. But it was too late. He hit the path with a bone-jarring thud, and the pain washed over him, and he could feel himself blacking out. "I have to stay awake," he muttered, forcing his eyes open, but his vision was blurry. He heard the clatter of Storm's hooves disappear into the roar without thinking. He rolled over into a small ditch next to the path. Then the tidal wave of rubble, single and rocks purred past him. His mouth and eyes filled with grit, and he squeezed them shut. Soon everything became quiet again. For long silent seconds he didn't care to open his eyes. When he did, the world was dark, and he was covered with dust and silt, thrown up by the rocks, but that had hurtled past. Gasping for air, he looked over and saw that Storm was buried up to his chest in silt. I think silt is like the same as dust, but from mountains. Like he's covered in tiny, tiny pebbles. Or something like that, I don't know. Covered in silt. Covered in silt. There I am. Waiting patiently to be freed, but where were Elena and Silver? Elena! Silver! He called out, straining to hear a response. After a few long exhaust moments, he heard the muffled sound of barking from the cave further up the mountain. Then he saw that the cave's entrance had been completely blocked by the landslide. Tom climbed back up the cave. Elena! He could just hear her cries for help. Why do I keep losing my spot? He could just hear her cries for help. There we go. He began to scrape away some of the tightly packed dirt. Tom, we're trapped, Elena called faintly. We're all right for now, but we'll soon run out of air. Tom looked around, his mind racing. He had to free his friends. He began digging wildly at the silt and rubble that was blocking the cave. When all of a sudden he hit something solid, a boulder. Elena, hold on, Tom called. I'm working as fast as I can. He broke off as a pounding thump shook through the ground, soon followed by another and another, each one growing louder and becoming closer. Footsteps, he gasped. Tom turned. An enormous, terrifying figure appeared around a bend in the mountain path. Feeling his way, he paused and gave a terrifying ground-shaking roar. The whole mountain trembled. Arcta, the mountain giant, was as tall as the highest trees, with a body almost as wide. His arms and legs bulged with muscle, and his feet left huge indentations in the ground. His gnarled hands ended in yellow claws, and his mouth gaped open to reveal crooked brown teeth. Unlike the beasts Tom had already freed, the fire dragon and the sea serpent, there was no enchanted golden collar around his neck. Instead, a blindfold covered the beast's eyes, held in place by a glowing knot. This was Malvol's curse. The beast must be driven mad by the loss of his sight. But despite his pity, Tom felt fear rising up inside him, pushing the air from his throat. "Tom!" Elena yelled. "What's going on out there?" "Shh!" Tom hissed desperately, but it was too late. At the sound of Elena's voice, the mountain giant stiffened. He swung his head slowly in Tom's direction. Then, with another thundering roar, he lumbered towards the cave. And that was chapter 6. Yeah, I forgot it got interesting in book 3. Oh my god. It's not just collars anymore, it's blindfolds. And ribbons. And pieces of fabric, I think. Oh my god. That is pretty interesting. Malik went from just chaining them up to, blinding them and putting stuff on their body to control them. Not just collars. Yeah, good thing that Tom doesn't need the key anymore because he dropped it into the sea. Yeah. Good thing. He dropped it into the sea, so he doesn't need it anymore. Only the first 2 had collars, and then no more collars. I think Taggis is a golden horseshoe, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a golden horseshoe. So, I hope you guys enjoy my videos, and my new lights that I just put up. They're pretty nice, they're pretty warm colors. The lamp that is under the camera is a blue color, so it's a cold color. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoy my videos so far. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Make sure you be safe, wash hands, wear a mask if you need to. And yeah. Make sure not to go out that often unless it's absolutely necessary. So it's only a few more weeks, I believe. We can do this. Corona is almost over. So, another year for the human race is, well, half a year, I think. Right, it's the 5th? The 5th month of the year? I don't know. I have to check. I have to check that. Well, hope you guys enjoy my videos. You guys really like this series, do you? Yeah, it is one of the only book series that I ever read. I don't really read it anymore because every weekend me and my bro are just sitting on my bed hanging out. And now that it's summer, we're gonna do that more often, and I can't really read. So, yeah. This is the only time I actually read, besides the title of YouTube videos. But hey, hope you guys enjoy my videos. And I hope I will see you in the next one. But it's going to be another dragon book. Alright. See ya. Still haven't cut my hair, but whatever. See ya.